Okay, in this video we're going to give you the basic information with regards to the questions in the reading comprehension section. Okay, so the nature of the questions will be familiar from the argument section. Reading comprehension tests your ability to evaluate and analyze the structure. Arguments, remember you're reading for structure, and so the majority of the question types will be ones that you've seen before in the argument section. Now, the information needed to answer the questions will always be found in the passage. So you're not tested on what you know, but what you understand. And the questions won't require you to have additional knowledge of the topic in the passage. The questions range from specific to general. Questions that are more specific will require you to concentrate on a narrow area of the passage for the answer, and questions that are more general will require you to analyze the passage more broadly and look at several different areas for the answer. The dual passage questions are slightly different, but broadly similar. A minority of the questions that you'll encounter will deal with only one passage and can be any of the types that you'll find for the single passages. But most of the questions for double passages ask you to in some way analyze the two passages together by comparing and contrasting. Okay, so for the single passage questions, you're going to have main point questions, author's attitude questions, primary purpose questions, inference questions, direct information questions, method of reasoning questions, meaning questions, analogy questions, and strengthen or weaken questions. Strengthen questions, weaken questions. For the dual passage questions, it'll be any of the single passage ones, so any one of the ones that I just mentioned. And you'll also have coherence questions, conflict questions, irrelevance questions, and relationship questions. Okay, so to recap, questions test your ability to understand the structure and the arguments within the passage. You're not tested on what you know. And the questions for dual passages are broadly similar, but will generally ask you to take into account both of the passages.